listening to RNCN, the #1 source for premium talk radio.
You're tuned in to the Carpool Talk Show with Melissa Plaskov.
As parents, we have the privilege of changing our kids' diapers, and we all know the biggest blowouts happen when we're at a restaurant or on an airplane, when the changing table is filthy and disgusting. Brenda Musa has launched her Kickstarter campaign with her solution to this problem. Hello, Brenda.
Hello, DFW.
How's it going?
It's going fantastic.
Well, I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the mommy world for developing this product, because this is so needed. I haven't stopped talking about it since I learned about it. And my kids are even like, what? And my son was telling my 2-year-old's preschool today. He said, no, you don't understand what this thing looks like. So everyone's excited. I want you to share with our listeners how this all started.
You know, I'll tell you, first of all, it came from just getting tired of either not finding changing stations, or when we found them, they were just disgusting. And we would end up going back out to our car. And we got tired of that. We were at a home and garden show here in the Richmond area, and went to change our boys' diapers. It was a family show, and there were no changing stations, and we were like, something's got to give.
Isn't that amazing? So, you would think,
yeah.
It's 2016. What's the deal? We were at a birthday party 2 years ago, same thing, and there wasn't even a changing table in the women's bathroom, and I have my baby on the ground with a blowout. It's just, and it's gross and it's offensive, and then you're in a bad mood already dealing with that, and then you've got then I'm talking to the director of the center going, how can you not have a changing table?
I know, right? I get on my soapbox a lot with that, and just, I'll go to fast food restaurants and there won't be a changing station. But they said, sell Happy Meals. And I'm like, wait a minute. You sell Happy Meals, but you don't have a changing station?
Or the changing station will just be in the women's bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, and as women, we do expect it, right? As moms, we always expect to find a changing station, and there still aren't some.
They're right. And then, if you even try to go to dinner as a family, and if there's, if you've got husband involved, wouldn't it be nice to say, hey, guy, why don't you go change the diaper? I'm going to enjoy my dinner. But, yeah, you're changing all of this. So after witnessing this and you were at your garden show, you're changing the baby's diaper in the car, you said, wait a minute, we've got to do something about this.
Yep. So we looked online. We're like, there's got to be something that can allow us to change our baby's diaper without having to lay something somewhere and put that something back in our bag, because that's disgusting. And we couldn't find anything. So we drew on the back of the envelope, what would this look like? And we thought, hey, that's pretty cool. Went home, put it in the desk drawer, and forgot about it. Knowing that, startups and patents and all that, So then in March of 2015, Ashton Kutcher said, made us all call on Facebook saying there are never...
Go ahead. I have it right here in front of me. There are never diaper changing stations in men's public restrooms. The first public men's room that I go into that has one gets a free shout out on my Facebook change, #BeTheChange.
Yeah. So we decided, you know what? It's time we are the change. We pulled that out of the drawer and said, the universe said it's time to do something, and we got busy.
Okay, so how long did that take from your drawing on that envelope to actually having a prototype?
It's been, we had the prototype in 9 months.
9 months?
9 months we had the prototype, and then we started sewing samples to send for safety testing. We got busy.
You did get busy. Isn't it amazing what we do when we set our minds to it? Okay, so they're safe, private, clean, and portable, and the weight. How big of a child? All right, before we get into that, how does it work? So we have to remember this is radio, so we have to describe it for people. So what does it look like, and how does it hook onto the door?
So it does hook on the door with something that looks like a coat hook that is 2 prongs, hangs on the door. It drops open into what looks like a hammock, but it has a sturdy base. It has plastic inserts to make the base solid and sturdy versus, in a hammock it kind of hugs you. This doesn't hug you. And it folds open. You can lay your baby in it like a hammock, change their diaper. When you get done, you can fold that baby up and put it back in your diaper bag.
And how much does it weigh?
It weighs Right now we're at about 3.5 pounds, and believe it or not, we think that weighs too much. So we're working on getting it down to about 2 pounds.
Okay, so in there, there's areas and little compartments for wipes or diapers, or if you want to have maybe an extra change of clothes when you do have that blowout, it's all right there.
Yeah, we had parents try it out, and we got feedback, and we listened to it, and they said, we need a pocket for this, we need a pocket for that, so we added it.
And I love the colors. Are you still with red and blue and this gray?
And hot pink.
Hot pink.
Hot pink for the girls, and then, of course, if Kickstarter campaign continues to do well, we'll add another color.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So the Kickstarter campaign has started. It ends on June 30th. And there's special pricing until that date. So how does this work with the Kickstarter campaign?
So with Kickstarter, it's kind of an all-or-nothing thing. We set a goal, and our goal is to make that goal by the end of our set time, which is 30 days, or we don't get anything. So our goal is $29,000. We are about a fifth of the way there, and we're just a few days in. So, and the prices that most people do their campaigns, they set it up to where the prices will be less than it would be if it were retail. And that's what we've done. We've priced it less. All the early prices, the ones that were about half price, have already gone. So we're at the stage now where we've got some that are about $60 off retail.
Okay, so what about Ashton? How are you, what's your plan to reach him?
You know what? I am on Facebook, on Twitter. We've hired a PR firm to help us reach out to him. He's going to call. It's just a matter of time. He will call.
He will call. I love that you're putting it out there. Not maybe, but he will. Okay, so if I have a child, which, I have a 2.5-year-old, basically this will hold a 2.5-year-old, a baby up to age 2.5, weighing less than 40 pounds.
Correct.
Okay, and and what happens if there's, and I keep talking about the blowout and I keep talking about diarrhea, but what if you have that and it gets on this changing pad? How do you clean it?
That's the great thing about it is it's designed, the fabric that's used is a waterproof fabric. So you wipe it down with a nice little warm soapy cloth and you're done. You let it air dry. No need to even wash and dry in the dryer. You just let it air dry.
I love that. Tell our listeners some of the research that has been found with what is actually on some of these changing tables. We were talking about this before we went to commercial break. They're disgusting. Forget like the sticky, nasty pee, all of that.
Yeah.
There are some really dangerous, not that those things aren't. What else has been found on them?
As parents, we know our kids have the retrovirus vaccine early on, so of course, if people don't clean up after themselves after the babies had that vaccine, there's always exposure to that. There is E. coli, bacteria, there are viruses, whatever the child is sick with if the parent doesn't clean up after that. And then the thing that really got our attention, that really said, hey, it's time to do something different, is there was a study in the UK. They tested 100 changing stations, and 92 of them came back positive for cocaine residue.
When I read that, I can't even, changing a diaper and cocaine, those are the last two things that I would have thought. Those go together. I don't even, that's not the baby powder that I was thinking that would be going on the bottom.
Yeah, they're already not making good choices. This one's just really not a good choice.
92%?
Yes. 92 of the 100 came back positive for traces of cocaine residue.
Oh, my gosh. That's horrible, and that's, on so many levels. And then the other thing that is important to talk about is privacy. I think that, these days we live in a world where we just have to be careful and protect our kids. And when you're out there changing your baby's diaper in front of everyone, that's their parts, and it's exposed to everybody.
That's right. I can't tell you how many times we've had to go to the car and we're changing their diapers and there are cars driving by. We're in a parking lot, a busy parking lot at a mall, and we're thinking, it doesn't feel right. So this allows you to go into the privacy of a stall and change your baby's diaper. You're not rushed. You don't have to hurry. A lot of times they're right by the door, and if there's a small bathroom, people are squeezing by and, they're changing your baby, or they're right by the sink. So this gives you a chance. You're just in the privacy of the stall by yourself with your baby, changing their diaper, taking your time.
Okay, so what do you have to say to someone who's listening that says, gosh, you know what, I have an idea for a baby product. What do you say to them? Should they put that idea in the drawer like you did or take the leap? And how did you find your manufacturer?
Well, the first thing I'd say is entrepreneurship is hard. It takes money and it takes time. That's why I quit my job. So we had to be in a position where we could quit. I could stop working and devote full time to this. And we've gone salary free for me for that year while we've been working on this. So it's cost some money. But if you've got the funds or if you have friends that will be backers for you and help support you, which we had, go for it. Take that drawing out, find a design company, which is what we did. And we said, hey, take this terrible drawing and make it into something that looks great. We helped pick those designs and move forward with it. After we picked the design, we did a rough proof of concept where we said, okay, it looks great on paper. Let's actually make it and see if it does work. And then we started looking for manufacturers, and we found that it's expensive in the U.S. Our heart and our soul was, let's make it in the U.S. And unfortunately, it's just so cost prohibitive to take something to the market in mass production in the U.S. So we went to China. We took a trip to China and went to a city where there were 13 million people, went to a fair, and found a manufacturer.
Wow. Well, I mean, you are doing all things right, and I cannot wait for this product because I will be gifting this to everyone that has a baby because we're getting past that. And I think every mom, dad, grandma, aunt, daycare, whomever should have this Baby Change and Go. Thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us.
Thank y'all so much. We appreciate it. And yes, Baby Change and Go is becoming the sought after baby shower gift. We've already heard that several times. So
Love
thank
it.
y'all.
Love it. Okay, for more information, you may visit babychangeandgo.com.